Hello, my name is Victoria Elias, and I'm going to be sharing with you about my summer internship experience as an undergraduate student majoring in communicative disorders. These past 2 months, I was fortunate enough to have been placed as a student intern at Providence Speech and Hearing Center in Fullerton with Miss Megan Dorset as my preceptor. Background and significance. Collaborating with my preceptor, Miss Megan Dorset, she shared with me that her vision for Providence Speech and Hearing Center was to have materials created and ready to use for the speech and language pathologist and speech and language pathologist assistants during their early intervention group therapy speech sessions. When providing early intervention speech therapy to children ages 3 to 4 years old, it is most effective with materials that can maintain the child's interest as well as carry relevance to their daily lives. Therefore, Miss Dorset shared with me some of her ideas on what materials she wanted to have created according to each monthly season, such as summer, spring, fall, winter, or specific themes such as holidays, animals, colors, food, self-care, community helpers, and day versus night. Purpose of the project. My goal in completing this project was to create an easy-to-follow template with materials to use for structured early intervention speech group therapy, so any SLP or SLPA can be consistent with the materials they use and the targets they hit with each child across sessions. Activities. To create the easy-to-follow structured therapy template, I first had to come up with a list of books, coordinating them with the monthly seasons and themes. After having a selection of books to choose from, I found simple few-step preschool crafts that were symbolic of the books from the list I had created so that all the material correlated with each monthly theme. Then I moved on to selecting songs and props for each month that also represented well each monthly theme or season. Lastly, I created a set of general activities to be used interchangeably each month, targeting specific speech goals like possessives, nouns, verbs, 1 to 3 step directions, pronouns, colors, matching, same versus different, and sizes. After having chosen the materials, I proceeded with the project by printing out, cutting out, and laminating each of the song cards and other pieces needed to assemble the general activities for each month. Once everything was cut out and laminated, I organized each of the monthly activities into files, labeling each activity with a descriptive title stating what targets could be met with the use of each activity. This organizational portion of the project was to make it more convenient and reliable for the SLPs and SLPAs to use the therapy materials during their back-to-back daily group speech therapy sessions. Outcomes. Overall, the final product was very beneficial to have as a template to follow and ready-to-use materials for the therapists who are facilitating back-to-back speech group therapy sessions. The Leap Forward speech group I was able to take part in really benefited from having a selection of book, craft, song, and activity that were all coordinated to match the monthly season or theme. I also noticed that the children were more intrigued with the material, which allowed for them to be more receptive towards the language they were being exposed to through the session. Having material selected and planned out ahead of time was beneficial for the therapist, while it also assured during each session there was to be plenty of opportunities for the therapist to implement goals that need to be met by each child. lessons learned, and future directions. Through this internship, I have gained knowledge and clinical experience working with a speech and language pathologist, creating material and implementing early intervention speech therapy with children ages 3 to 4 years old. I was able to successfully establish a foundation of how clinical speech therapy skills are utilized through understanding the purpose and techniques used behind structured therapy activities to meet client goals within group settings. For instance, just one activity can be used to meet one or more goals, such as playing with toy cars and trucks. The therapist may ask questions like, what color is the car? Is it big or is it small? In addition, since working with my preceptor, I have a greater understanding of how to plan and create speech therapy materials that can be utilized to target various client goals. I have also been able to improve my understanding behind the tactics used in the context of group therapy, such as how a simple read-along book can be used as a tool to hit different goals by asking each child different questions like, where is the shark? Or giving the child specific demands such as, point to the sandcastle. Interactions such as these are used to facilitate language with young children. With this in mind, these are the clinical skills I have gained through my internship experience at Providence Speech and Hearing Center. Ultimately, I am very grateful to have had such an awesome internship experience, as I now have clinical experience heading into graduate school as an aspiring speech and language pathologist. Thank you for watching my video presentation. I hope this gave you an insight on the clinical aspect of speech pathology.